So I'm Iris. I'm here today to do a little zombie makeup tutorial. So we're going to start first. I'm just going to tell you some of the stuff I have out. So I always like to have some kind of a foundation to start. We've got the different kinds of eyeshadows, a little bit of concealer, you know, if you want to give yourself a little shimmer. Little brushes and sponges for the makeup to put it on. Eyeliner, mascara. Because I love glitter, I've got a couple of different colors we can play around with. And since we're going to do zombie makeup today, I have black for your eyes, some adhesive that I'll talk about later. We have our blood and white and gray makeup to make us look a little bit more dead. So I'm going to get started with putting my foundation on, which is optional, you know. You can or not, it's up to you, but I like to have, you know, a clean base to start with, so I think it's nice to put something on first, and it can just be a little bit too, so just blend it in like you would do for any other makeup. And depending on how zombie you want to be, I sometimes like to do my ears and my neck too, so it's all the same tone. I like to think of makeup as painting, so you kind of want your canvas to start out the same color. Right? So next I'm just going to put on a little bit of the bronzer so I have a little bit of a glow, because even though we're zombies, we can still be beautiful. Okay, so the look I'm doing today, I'm going to do kind of like a Barbie zombie, so I'm going to start with just basic makeup to make myself look, you know, a little bit more girly and bright and fun, and then we'll add in the zombie a little bit later. So I have a little bit of concealer. I like to put a little bit on my eyelids, so I have a stronger base for the makeup to stay so it doesn't come off throughout the day. You can use a brush if you like, but I have a cream base, so it's easier to just use my hands, like finger painting. And you just do both sides. And I think for this part, the next part, you can do any color you want, whatever is exciting to you, you know, just go crazy with it. So I'm going to do a yellow, just because I think it's bright and fun, and it stands out a lot. And you don't have to worry about being too neat either, because after all, you're a zombie. So I just put a lot on. And feel free to, you know, mix your colors or do whatever color is exciting for you. This is the fun part. You can really just be as creative as you want. And I like having bright colors, maybe that you wouldn't wear every day. Because after all, it is Halloween and we only get one day a year to be extra crazy. So also, for the look you decide to do is entirely up to you. Feel free to think of any fun Halloween costume that, you know, you maybe always wanted to do but haven't gotten the chance to yet, and go for it and just zombie it out. So now I'm putting on a gold shimmer on top of the yellow, just to give it a little more contrast and, you know, have a little extra sparkle. Okay, so now here's the fun part. So I like to call it drama, but basically just adding any darker eyeshadow to your makeup will give it more of a contrast. And since we're going to be zombies, the darker the better. So I like to put a lot of black on. And I just put it at the very top edge of my eyelid. And first just put a lot on, and then after you can blend it out. So you can use black, blue, green, whatever you want, whatever color is working for you. And for the blending, I just go back and forth. Sometimes I close my eyes just right in the crease of your eye until you feel like it's a little bit smoother of a contrast between the two colors. And don't worry about all of the excess. We'll use that later. Just brush it all off. So because I'm going to use glitter, I like to keep the lines on my makeup a little bit less blended, because once you put the glitter on, you start to lose a little bit of the makeup you have on underneath. So I like to keep it nice and dark. So just adding a little bit more black, really give you a little bit darker eye. The key is to just keep having fun. So now I'm going to add a little bit of liner just to the base of my eyelid. If you want, you can do top and bottom. It's up to you. You can use pencil or liquid eyeliner, whatever you prefer. And sometimes I like to use different colors too, so feel free to have fun with that. I have a blue pencil. Sometimes I like to do a little blue, so just add a little blue in. Okay, let that set for a second, and then I'm going to add in a little bit of blush. And since it's Halloween, you know, feel free to go a little extra crazy. So just right on the tip of your cheek, and then just brush upward towards the top. So feel free, you know, apply more blush than you would any other day, because, you know, you only get one chance to have Halloween. So because I'm going for a Barbie look, I want my blush to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to add a little bit of the red shadow that I have just to kind of darken it up a little bit, give more contrast. I always like adding more colors on top of one another to have more of a layered effect. I think it's just a little bit more interesting and fun. Okay, so if you're feeling like, you know, you don't want to be that dead, that's fine. You know, you can keep it light and just think of it as makeup you would wear any other day, except just making it a little bit darker in the colors that you would use. So now I think I'm going to start adding a little bit more of my dead effect. So first I'm going to start out, I have a little bit of tissue here. So I'm going to make a rip in my skin so it looks like I've been bit and, you know, part of my skin is coming off. So it's easier if you use tissue, because then you don't have to have so much of the adhesive on your actual skin. This is completely optional also. So this is just for those of you who want to be a little bit more adventurous with your zombie adventures. So what I have here is just something I got like at CVS or Walgreens. You can get it, and it's natural latex, and it's like a glue adhesive you can use on your skin anywhere. You know, if you don't want a cut on your face, you can put it on your neck, put it on your arms, wherever you want. So just apply a little bit to the area you want to have your cut, and, you know, you can have a background story too for how you got bit and what happened. And then just put a little bit of the glue on there. And just remember that it's gonna be your skin later, so it's okay if it's not perfect. And we're gonna cover it, so just not too much glue so you can take it off later, but just enough to keep it down. And then I'm just gonna leave that on there and let it dry. And then once it's dried, we can go over it with our different colors. So already you can kind of see how once it dries and I color it, it's gonna look really blended with my skin. And then I can just go from there. Okay, so I got my cut on my face, and I have some pretty dark eyes, but I don't think I'm quite zombied enough. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this gray cream I also got from CVS. And you can do white also. It's just, you know, whatever your preference is. But I want to do gray so I have kind of more of a moldy look. So the sponge is a little bit better for this because then you can just add a little bit of color wherever you like, you know. Just kind of give your skin a little bit of a moldy look, like you've been dead for a little while. So it's up to you. However, you know, gray you want to take it, it's up to you. And you can add white also. Like I was saying before, I think the more colors, it's, you know, just a little bit more fun, and you can do whatever feels good to you. So any opportunity I have to cover my face, I'm gonna take it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just do my whole face. And if you want, you can do your neck and your ears, just really cover your skin. And I like to just take a little bit out of a time, so you can always add more later if it's not quite enough for you. So now I'm starting to look a little bit moldy. It's nice. So if you want to just take a dry sponge, you can just kind of blend it in a little bit more, and then continue letting your skin dry. And I'm going to add in a little bit more black under my eyes. I think having dark under eyes is one thing that really makes me feel like a zombie, personally. But it's optional as well, and you can go really light. You can do, you know, a dark blue if you want. It's however you want to take it. So the easiest way to color your eye, I think, is to just close one eye and then just go over it with a brush. Because the closer you can get to a full circle with not any skin under your eyelid showing, the better it's gonna look. So just close your eye and then just gently pat. So now, and I kind of like the idea of things not being perfect, because in that way you kind of look more realistic. And then you can just go ahead and add a little bit more color. And I'm going to add a little bit of white too, just for balance. Give me a pause. And all of these you can get at Walgreens, CVS, any kind of store. They're going to be in the Halloween section with the makeup, like the clown makeup, all that stuff. Let's see if I can squeeze a little bit out. Also, I'm using my hand as kind of a canvas for the makeup, but if you want, you can use a plate or anything. Sometimes I use little pieces of like plastic wrap and stuff like that, if you don't want it to actually be on your skin. And I say before you start your makeup, go and do a little zombie research. Go watch the Thriller video. Go watch a movie about zombies and kind of see what, you know, they look like, and think of what kind of zombie personality you want to be and have. So since I am a Barbie, I decided, you know, to keep it a little bit light. Normally I would do a little bit more on my face, but since I'm a Barbie, I'm going to keep it light. You don't have to cover your face. You can just, you know, add the blood, add the eyes, and you'll definitely look like a zombie. But like I said, you know, any chance to cover my face completely, I'm always going to take it. So now I'm just going to go over my eyes a little bit more, make them a little darker in the corners, just going over where I put some of the white so it's a little bit more balanced. More contrast. And feel free, you know, you can add some nice red lipstick, give it a little pop. I'm going to add a little bit more eyeliner, making it show up a little bit more, some of the other colors. And now I think the fun part, I'm going to do my eyes for the glitter. So I'm going to start with just the gold. And if you want, you can use a lotion or any face cream. Right now I'm going to use a glitter gel, and it's just like a wetter glitter, so the dry glitter will stick a little bit more, and I just go ahead and just stick it right on my eyelid because, you know, I'm gonna be a diva Barbie, so I have to have the extreme eyeshadow. Even though I'm dead, I'm still glamorous. And then I just dip my finger and then just go over it. And you can do whatever color you want, however you want. I'm gonna do gold. And I think the more the better, so just have fun with it. Just go over that, and then once it dries, once your gel dries, I would go over it again with the black just to balance it out and blend it a little bit. And then I think my skin is almost dry, so I can show you what to do with that. And again, you don't have to use the tissue paper, you can just put the adhesive on your skin. And I can show you a little bit if you want. Just put a little bit on my neck. So just put a little bit on, let it dry, and I'll show you the different things you can do with it. Okay, so some people use tweezers or like little tiny scissors to open your skin, but I'm just gonna use my hands because I think I can make it look a little bit more natural. So just, once you touch it, you'll realize it's pretty sticky, just like any other glue. And your finger's gonna stick to it, so if you just kind of rip pieces off, imagining you have been bitten. So I'm gonna make my hole a little bit smaller, and if you want, you can leave some flaps kind of hanging out, because then it kind of looks like your skin is still attached. So you see, you got a nice hole there. Keeping it open. And you know, you can do cuts wherever you want on your body. So to fill in your hole, just go ahead with your black brush again, filling it in. You want it nice and dark inside of the hole, so it looks like that's where you were bitten. So a lot of the makeup, you're gonna do certain parts first and then have to go over them again. That's fine. You know, it's just about layering. So I'm gonna go over my hole with my gray, so my skin is more blended, so you can't see where my bite is. And then once that's dried, you can just keep adding the black. And you can use gray too if you want, like a darker gray. You can use blue if you want to. And just kind of make it look like you've been cut. And then, you know, you're almost there. You're starting to really look like a zombie. And anytime that you're going to do full face makeup, it's always a good thing to go over your eyebrows again, so they don't disappear in all of the makeup. It's nice. Scary yet? So I normally would do a red lipstick, but today I'm going to keep it a little bit lighter. So I'm going to leave it so you can kind of see more of the other face contrast. And just, you know, take a look at yourself, see how you're liking it. You can always add a little more here and there if you want. So here's the fun part, the blood. So you can take your blood. Blood can get kind of messy, so it's good to have something to put it in. I'm just going to use the lid. So be careful too, the blood you're getting. Some of them can be a little intense, more intense than others, so check it out, make sure it's a good one. So this one's a little bit more liquid based. Some of them are thicker, more of a gel base. So normally I would do my whole neck and I will have the blood run down. You know, it depends on how gory you want to be, or I would have more cuts on my face. So, you know, however you want to take it. But since we're just, you know, we don't want to scare too many children, I'm just going to keep it light today. So I've only been bit twice, which is good. You know, sometimes people are missing arms. So right now my neck is starting to dry. You can see the parts, they kind of start to become clear. So if you have just, you know, no white or gray on your face and you're just using your foundation, then you can just cover it with your foundation color and then it'll blend in better with your skin. So I'm going to let that dry, and then, you know, in the meantime, I'm just going to add a little bit more glitter just for fun. I have some sparkles that are different shapes, so I'm just going to add that on top so it can be a little bit sparkly. And you can feel free to get, you know, extra bloody or, you know, however you're feeling. It's up to you, whatever kind of zombie you feel you are. And just put a little red on my lips to highlight them a little bit. And if you want to, you can do the whole, you know, you just got through biting and feeding too, so you have blood on your mouth as well. So that's up to you if you want to be a little bit scarier. Okay, so I feel like my neck is getting pretty dry now, so I'm going to just show you a little bit of how I can make a hole with just the adhesive. Just taking it, and the thicker your glue is, the easier it is to make your hole, but at the same time, you know, it's going to be directly on your skin, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to take it off later. And the good thing too, because most of this makeup is just, you know, foundation and eyeshadow, you can just wash your face with, you know, the soap you would normally use and use a washcloth and it'll all come off. Just in case, you know, you have to do some important life-saving the next day. You don't want to have zombie makeup left over. So you can just fill your hole in again and then go over it with your foundation so it blends in a little bit more. And like I said earlier, normally I would do more foundation on my neck and my ear so it's all the same, so it'll blend a little bit better. And then, you know, add your blood. And I'm just gonna pour it right on, because neck bites tend to bleed a little bit more. So be mindful if you're gonna use the blood that what you're wearing is something that you would be okay having blood on. You know, you don't want to stain your favorite garment. All right, and that's pretty much the makeup. If you want to add more glitter, you know, add more colors to your face, that's fine. You can make it darker. It's up to you, however you want to take it. Have fun. Woo woo. Okay. Rawr.